Hello everyone, today is Sussex Day, or rather it's actually Sussex Week. Don't forget to tune in later on today because I will try my best to upload review videos of both Harry and Meghan's appearances. And link in bio if you have not registered for them yet, there is still time. So on to today's video. It was reported that the Queen was ordered to take bed rest and as a result she would not be attending COP26. Now, I'm not here to belittle or be mean about a sick elderly person if they are ill, but I am here to offer social commentary objectively as I see it. Now, despite the bed rest order, the Queen was papped driving around Windsor Castle. Now, a couple of things about this. If she was unwell and on bed rest, where on earth is she going? Because she doesn't have any engagements. Secondly, if she needs to go somewhere, why isn't she being chauffeured and why is she driving herself? And thirdly, just stop for a second and think how often these type of candid, long lens type shots of the Queen are seen, especially at a time when she is said to be ill. If they did not want her papped at all and she's meant to be ill, they would not allow the press or photographers anywhere near. So here's what I personally think happened. This is just my theory. I think that they had to come up with an excuse for her to not attend COP26 because she was booed the last time she was in Scotland. But in general, the reception from Scots over the last year has been very negative towards the royal family. Kate and William were told that they were not welcome, but they went anyway, despite the fact that nobody was meant to be travelling between the different British states. But they counted their visit as essential work. So they went anyway and were not given a very warm reception. So with this appearance of the Queen, I think they thought, let's bring her out and put her behind the wheel to show she's still alive and kicking. Palace PR, I think, are stuck between a rock and a hard place. It reminds me of when, after Andrew stepped down from his royal duties, there were pat pictures of the Queen and Andrew riding horses that just randomly appeared. They needed to find a covert way of showing that the Queen still supported Andrew, so I think this was their way of doing it without making it too obvious. Let's get some candid shots of the Queen out and about riding horses with Andrew. And Baron over at Royal Sussex actually pointed something out on his video where he said that despite the fact that the Queen was said to be ill, it seems like none of the other royals were around. It was like they all just disappeared. Both the Cambridges and Prince Charles and Camilla went to COP26. Could one couple not have stayed? The Wessexes were nowhere to be seen, and in fact, I believe just before COP, Kate and William went on holiday, and Andrew is still hiding in his bunker. Anne is nowhere to be seen. There was literally nobody around the Queen. I also think another reason that the Queen was never going to attend COP26 was because it would have looked so bad. The royals use more resources to fund their lifestyles than anyone else in the country. They have several sprawling estates, helicopters, jets, you name it. And the Queen is the head of that house of carbon guzzling Windsor. And not only do they guzzle carbon, their entire empire is built on guzzling the resources from other nations. The other royals, however, did attend, and even Jason Knuth came out from his bunker, but they were very much overshadowed by many of the other celebrity appearances. And so maybe this is why we're getting weird stories now about Camilla hearing Joe Biden's farting. Can someone please explain this nonsense to me? What is this? Who decided to make this a headline? Is this the levels they're willing to stoop to remind us that, hey, look over here, the royals did attend COP26? Some crass story about the US president apparently farting. But on to the main point of this video today. For the first time, I think we're finally starting to see some pushback from the British people towards the royals. And this is genuinely a shock for me to see. There was a video posted on the BBC YouTube channel and the Queen speaks in this video and the comments were brutal, as was the like to dislike ratio. I'm shocked they have not closed the comment section completely because it's very revealing. People bringing up Andrew, the hypocrisy of the family for living so lavishly, and also just a lot of sarcasm and snark that I don't often see directed at the Queen so openly. Now, the Queen owns a lot of the sea space around the British coasts. How this came to be, I do not know, but that is the case, and the estate has been awarded upwards of £9 billion over the next decade after an auction of seabed plots attracted runaway bids from energy companies, which include the oil company BP. You know, our friends that caused that giant spill, destroying ecosystems and the animals that live there. It would appear the solutions to climate change seem to also make the elite and wealthy even more elite and wealthy. Meanwhile, gas, oil and electric prices are at an all-time high and normal people are struggling to pay the bills. They are trying to cut fossil fuel emissions faster than we can replace it with clean energy. I'm not saying that we don't need to cut fossil fuel emissions, but it needs to be done in a way that is logical. Overall, COP26 I don't think is getting the positive response that they want it to get. We're apparently still meant to be in the middle of a deadly pandemic, but you flew 30,000 people, many in private jets, to Britain, and you do all of this in the name of climate change. I don't know about you, but that sounds like one rule for the wealthy and powerful and another rule for us. You mean to tell me that you couldn't have zoomed COP26? I literally saw Tony Robbins do a whole darn arena-sized virtual event with over 22,000 people using a virtual event platform. So what was the excuse for COP26? We need to heal our planet, but these puppets in suits, they're not going to do it for us. They will, however, make sure, as the Crown Estate is doing, profit at every opportunity. But for once, I think that people are starting to catch on, and as I've said before, the tide is turning. I don't know what the royals do at this point. The House of Windsor is sinking faster than the Titanic, and no amount of royal rodent propaganda is going to save it. There are billboards all over the UK bashing the royals. Never in my entire life living in the UK did I ever think I would see this. I actually thought this was fake. And bear in mind, when the Queen dies and the new monarch takes over, they have to do a 4 nations tour in the UK: England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. I might be more excited about that than Charles, because I want to see how he and Camilla are received. If at all Camilla goes, because she's meant to be the Queen Consort. But what will the reaction to the two of them be by the time that happens? Comment below and let me know what you think of all of that. Where do you think this is all going to end for the Windsors? That's all for today, my lovelies. See you in the next one. Ciao.